everyone. Welcome to this Monday, this last Monday in the month of September. Big things are going to happen. We're going to talk about it. This is about 9:21 a.m. Trading starts in the traditional markets in the normal trading hours in about 9 minutes. And I want to take a look at the S&P. I want to take a look at NASDAQ. These two are going to be what's going to be the driving force behind the moves in the market. And so we're going to get into that. Before I get into any of it, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. And as always, this is just my opinion on the market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ. I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ first. We're going to take a look at this and where things are potentially going. So let's flip over into the chart and let's take a look at what we were talking about last week. All right, so we were taking a look at, a pullback, right? So we've got this pullback, potentially this could be wave 2 here. I have it up here. One way or another, it seems to me the dominant pivot to really pay attention to is this guy right here. So this is why I'm kind of, at odds on what this count here is. I don't believe this is a 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I believe this is a 1 2 1 2 1 2. And then a smaller one too. One way or another, it's pretty bullish, right? It's still pretty bullish. We had a major correction, right? There's no doubt that we had a major correction. But where did we come back to, right? Okay, so we talk about this all the time. When we were down here, I was like, all right, so we're down here. This seems to be, good support. We've got good support right here. Invalidation at 10.5. We talked about invalidation at 10.5. And, my target for the upside, we discussed this, and I believe I put it in the Discord. Let me just go over there and just take a look right now where I've got NASDAQ going to. All right, so I've got an S&P chart out there. I don't think I've got the NASDAQ chart readily available, but one way or another, I have, an upside target up here looking at approximately 13.7. We talked about this, and then ultimately potentially 15, and this could be happening maybe even next year potentially. So we still have a long ways to go. But what we do have pretty strong evidence that we've created a little bit of a temporary bottom, double bottom potentially here on NASDAQ. And it follows the confluence of Elliott wave analysis as well. So Victor, this is for you. We have, a pivot down here and a pivot to the upside working on a wave 4. We came back to the 382. We came back to the 382, which is a high probability pullback for wave 4. And we came back, we touched it twice. If you didn't buy at the 382, are you going to buy now? I don't know. I would wait. Because more than likely what's going to happen from here, let's just drill in on this correction right here. Let's get all of this in here. Okay, so what we've got basically from the bottom, I think the beginnings of an impulse. I think we've got a 1, a 2, working on the 3, potentially a 4, and then we're going to get a 5. So that 5, don't know where it's going to go, don't know if we're going to go this high. I'm really just freehanding right now. But this pivot is now the pivot that holds. So the invalidation, in my opinion, is going to be right here. I'm going to move up this invalidation because right now, this is our invalidation right there. Right at, we'll call it 10,650. That's going to be our invalidation. I'm going to remove this first support zone because now the support zone is our invalidation. That is the important pivot to hold. And it looks pretty good. It actually looks really good, especially if we take out this high. So if we're talking resistance, okay, this is for all you guys. Resistance, first level of resistance is going to be right there. That's your resistance. We push through that baby, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So let's throw resistance with 1E, resistance in there. And we've got resistance, we've got invalidation. I think we have to push through this resistance for this impulse to stay alive. Potentially we're going to create a double top here, right? Then you're going to have people that are just going to be just very, very bearish. But in my opinion, this is just going to be a little bit of a pullback, right? So again, we use fib. We use our Fibonacci. We're going to pull this from the bottom. Let's just say we make a double top exactly, right? That's not going to happen. But let's say we do. If we do, likely we're going to come back down here to 11.5, which is going to be perfect, a support resistance flip. Okay? So we go up in 5 waves, we come down in 3, then we see a bigger move to the upside. That's going to be the real wave to catch if you haven't already gotten in, right? If we're in the middle of wave 3, then yeah, I wouldn't try and ride wave 3 if it's already started. We were talking about this last week. We were talking about this last week, you guys. This is perfect, right? Use our trend-based fib extension here. We'd want to try and find some targets here. We measure wave 1, we project from the bottom of wave 2, and then it's possible we're getting close to finishing wave 3. Wave 3 could be done here at 11,441. Then we come down for wave 4. It'd be nice to see this guy come back down to 11,230, which would be another support resistance flip here. Then we go up for wave 5. Wave 5 up there at about 11,768. So maybe we don't create that double top. Just because this wave 1 is not very long. This wave 1 is not very long. However, if we take a really close look down here at the bottom, we did not go lower than here. Now, if we're talking like Elliott wave, technically we didn't go lower, but is this the wave 2? So in other words, is this the wave C over here? And there's a bigger 1, 2? It's possible. It's possible. I guess I can humor that for right now. I'm going to stick with my conservative target of 11,768. But in the event that this is wave 1 here and this is wave 2 down here, well, then we're talking maybe 11.2, right? So if this is a smaller move, maybe we go up here to 11,760. That would be wave 3. We come back for wave 4, which still could potentially come back down here to be 13.4. And then we move up to this 12,205 to complete that first wave, right? So I think this is possibly a 1, 2, and then we're working on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go into the 3, ABC into the 4, and then we work on 5 waves up here to maybe 12,150 to 12,2, right? So this seems to be a good area. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to remove all of these fib drawings that I've got on here. I'm going to put this right here based on this 2618 and this 3618 on both fib pulls. That I think is going to be the resistance that we're going to have to push through. So let's get rid of that guy. Let's get rid of that guy. And I'm going to keep, yes, I'm going to keep that one on there. Okay, good deal. All right. So we've talked through that. That sounds good, right? Y'all agree? No comments in the chat, but I think this is a good roadmap, at least. At the very least, I think this is a good roadmap, especially if, right? So if, I'm going to put this in gray because I'm not sold on this yet. If this is a 1, 2, then we do the 3, we pull back for the 4, and then we go up for the 5 right there. And this would obviously be on a higher degree. I'm going to put this in gray because I'm not sold on this actually being reality yet. I'm not sold that that's actually what's going on here. Although I can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one, and we've got an interesting correction here for the 2. I don't like it, which is why I'm not sold, right? So the 1 looks good, the 2 does not. All right, so it is what it is. Ultimately, I do think we go higher. I think we do go higher, and then once we get up here, we'll kind of figure out what's happening because we're going to basically be at the prior support level of this top that we had up here. So this should be resistance. Then we pull back potentially to this resistance zone. Then we go up higher. You heard the bell, so trading is going to start here. Let's just go ahead and take a look at our S&P chart. I'm going to go down to a 30-minute time frame because I've been watching this. So this, as you can see, I honestly have not opened up this chart today. So as you can see, we are hitting our 175 and we're chewing right there. We're chewing pretty well. Okay, so we were talking about this, from down here, 1, 2, right? This A, B, C is freaking beautiful, right? This correction looks good. When I try and find an Elliott wave, I look for the corrections first, and this is a damn clear correction. We've got A, B, C. So we've got 1, A, B, C into the 2. We have our 3. Technically, the 3 is done. We're hitting our diagonal resistance. So I had predicted that we would chew right here. We would probably chop a little bit. So today, it might be a choppy day where theta wins. Possible. Today is a choppy day. But if we can push through here, we're going back up to 33.95, right? 33.9750, prior all-time high from back in early 2020. Looks like that's what's probably going to happen here. We're going to make our way up there eventually. If we can just keep pushing up through this, we're going to have an extended third, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You guys all know my positions. You guys know all my positions already. So, or at least the ones that I make public. I have already talked about the S&P, and this looks good, guys. This looks really good. We are trying to push our way through. I've got this channel here, which we've been watching for a while now. We had the median of the upper half, which was prior resistance. We have the median of this entire channel, which was resistance and support. And also, as you can see, we've got resistance here. Tried to chew through resistance here. We're trying to do it again now. Are we going to make it through? I think we will. I think we have to give it some time, but I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I've been talking about this, gosh, since all the way back here. We've been talking about this being our buy zone, right? I deleted the buy zone last week, so I can't tell you exactly where that was. But what I can say is this was our buy zone. This was our buy zone, and here we are. We see a nice potentially, double bottom here. This worked out really well. Tons and tons of support that we found here at about 3,200, right? I guess that wouldn't be 3,200. That'd be more like 3,220, 3,225. But here we are. We're up. We're moving out. So this is looking really good. I'm really happy with the way things are forming right now. So this is still looking good for a move up to at least 33.95. 33.95. From there, again, just like NASDAQ, I think we pull back and then we see a larger move up, right? This is wave one, right? You can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this is wave one of our fifth, okay? So are we going to get a truncated fifth? Maybe. Are we going to get an extended fifth? Maybe. Are we going to get a normal fifth wave? Maybe. We don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is we should be moving up and out of here, right? So we've got our 1, and then we're going to come back for the 2, potentially all the way back to, maybe 33.25. Depends on how high we go, right? If we get an extension and we come all the way up here, then it seems like coming back here to this zone seems reasonable. If we do actually stop just right here at 33.97, 33.95, I would say we're probably going to come lower, maybe to 3,300. But it really depends on how high we go here. Really, technically, the target is going to be 33.95. If we push up and through that, the next target, logically, we're going to be looking for is 34.68 to 34.70. That's going to be the next area that we will be pushing up and into. But I'm not going to quickly rush into anything additional from what I'm already at. Me in particular, I am actually waiting on something very specific to happen in the market, which has not happened yet for the S&P. It might happen on NASDAQ, but at any rate, this looks okay. This looks okay for right now. My Q's calls are looking good. My SPY calls are looking good. I'm just looking at things right now. I've got a leap on Macy's, which is doing fairly well, and all of my stocks, all of my equity positions are doing very, very well right now. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, all right. I think that's it for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get back into the channel here so we can start some good conversations. But if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, I appreciate the likes and subscribes and sharing and all that good stuff. And if you're not on our Discord, just throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.